watching to the end, please give me some video ideas. I keep asking that. No one has commented video ideas. How come you no comment video ideas? You're not watching to the end. Maybe I should ask for video ideas at the beginning of the video. In fact, this is the beginning of the video, plus this tag.
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV.
Which kind of sums up the video that we were just kind of dropped into life and don't really know what we're doing anyway, and who knows how anything's gonna go. Like, just do stuff. Welcome to As Above, So Below. I did it. I accidentally tried to chase views instead of being authentic. Not that I was being inauthentic with the content I was trying to create. I do want to eventually get to making docu-series style religious things, and I'm fascinated by religion. Of course, some cars and stuff gotta go by, but that's fine. I've decided now that this probably what this channel is gonna be like. Maybe the other content I'll create in the future under a different channel name and idea. I've already kind of started another channel. They say to niche down, and this particular page, I don't know if it'll ever get views, really. But I'm supposed to create this page to be this person on this page. However, I did make a tarot page since that is a niche, and that's niched down. And so that kind of gets my niche, I guess, which, by the way, that's pronounced niche if you didn't know. But niche still sounds cooler. Why not? Obviously, it's a thing that, you want to get views. Maybe, that's the reason you create a YouTube. It's kind of one of the motivations. You obviously are trying to connect with someone. And obviously, it's a thing for me as an artist. I would like to be able to make art full time, obviously, at some point in my life, instead of having to do a monotonous, torturous job. I think that's every artist's main goal. I've been creating music my entire life. It was actually my dream coming out of college. I was going to perform in an orchestra, but I ended up being sent to. I accidentally took a knife to school one day. I used to poke the holes in my thumbs of my sleeves of my jacket. And one day I accidentally took the knife to school, and I, of course, as soon as I found out, I took it to the principal and was like, it was an accident. But they expelled me anyway, and they sent me to a school that didn't have a band. So my scholarship pretty much defaulted. Also, luckily for me, I went through my first breakup during my junior year of school. On top of all of that, I went to a violent school where I got my ass kicked by like giant groups of people. Like the whole school, like the whole class would kick my ass, and the students would just laugh. Swear, that's what my school was like. So obviously I skipped school a lot, even though I was an academic. Once I got to that school, it was like, well, why am I going to come here just to get beat to death? And I mean, why am I going to put myself through this? I did just enough to graduate, but I lost my band scholarship because the school didn't have a band even. And my grades weren't that high because I just did the bare minimum to get my grades and not be murdered in the bathroom one day. Anyway, so that's why I didn't go to school, which that's the thing. I'm going back to school now. But essentially, my whole life has kind of been plan B. Everything I've ever wanted or had my goals set on, that's not what I got in life. I wanted to be a musician since the very beginning, but instead of being a musician, I had to get food jobs, factory jobs, do monotonous jobs. At the time, I didn't know, but I'm high functioning autistic, so obviously those jobs are very difficult for me to do. As an artist, obviously, I feel like if I had any support, in developing or having the space even to develop my art when I was a child, because it was a thing, like my friends, they all, when we were growing up, they had parents who would buy them instruments or parents that would put them into schools and ways that their parents supported them while they were growing up that allowed them to develop their stuff, which I did too. But as soon as I turned 18, it was like, well, you gotta get a job now. And I really didn't have that much control over what happened in my life path until very recently. And even now, it's been my life has been a very rough journey. For the last 4 years, I went through a divorce and I've done a lot of healing around that. But yeah, I've obviously, well, I guess that's not obvious, but I haven't been very successful dating. I've been constantly at jobs where I'm abused and can't, get a better job because of my lack of traditional education and such. And so my whole life has kind of been detaching from outcomes. Like I have a failed marriage where, I wanted to have a family, but, I didn't have a mom and dad, and my children, they don't live with me. I live alone, a terrible little piece of shit thing. And really, like, I created this YouTube page that's like basically a last resort. Like, I have all these kinds of art that I'm trying to do, but life has not really allowed me to do any of those things. And YouTube is, I guess, kind of my way of, and I don't know if this will ever work, but it's the only reason I really created a YouTube is to like find a community. Because as far as my personal life, only recently have I really found people who, like, I'm not an outcast. Who most of my life I've only had one or two friends, and I didn't really fit in with society for several reasons, which I'll talk about in another episode. But I've always felt like, I should have been like in a Native American tribe or something in the 1400s, because just the whole monotony of working and being in the city and driving, being stuck in traffic and all that, it's never been for me. And like, I don't have the resources to go like start living in the woods either. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You gotta have enough money to leave the civilization too. And so it's just been a thing of everything that I do in my life, including this channel, like my music, every piece of art that I create. It's not even a matter of, at this point, I'm 36 years old. I don't know if my art will ever be seen. I don't know if it will ever really be accepted. I don't know if I'll be accepted or rejected by YouTube. I don't know if I'll ever, like a lot of the thing of, now I'm putting myself in this thumbnail, but I just feel like this thumbnail doesn't perform well because nobody knows me yet if my face is in it, and I'm not like a pretty girl, so I'm not gonna be a channel that like gets 100,000 views off just showing my face on the thumbnail. So, but I'm doing that now because I really don't care. Eventually I'll be able to do different kinds of videos, but it is not now. And obviously the point I am in my life creating this channel, and the reason I even named it As Above So Below, is because it really is just really showing you how raw and vulnerable, and like the thing of why the darkness and the shadow are a thing that I resonate with so deeply, and why I'm going back to school to learn more deeply about this, to bring you guys even better information in this page as it grows. It's because really a lot of people are suffering in this kind of situation, and people don't know their struggles, and the people who are out there, the spiritual people who are out there offering help, they don't really talk about their struggles that much, even if they even have struggles that go as deep as some of the things people like us have to deal with in poverty and depression and such. And I think it's the thing that I am supposed to be a beacon to show other people who are in the situation I'm in now, because I fully believe in my future and the fact that I will escape this situation and manifest my best life. But I think it's a thing that, maybe this is something that a part of myself I do, in fact, would in fact like to hide from the internet. But it's like, the ugly truth of my existence is I have lived an entire life without hope. So it is pretty easy to take action not tied to outcome, because every action I've ever taken has had an outcome I didn't want in the end. It didn't matter how hard I tried to be a good husband and father. I wasn't even mentally equipped to be so. Like, there was no way I could have done better. And so, a lot of my life feels deterministic up to like creating this channel, which when I created this channel, it was a divine kind of inspiration thing, and another divine inspiration thing that led me to a lot of my visions regarding the channel, and kind of like a divine, not that divine, this is more so like a heart-led thing that is leading to the creation of this video in particular. I have really, and this is just, if you survived this far in the video, it's okay if you click off now, I guess. But if you would like to stay with me, I have really started to resonate with tarot, and recently I've come online psychically, and we'll talk about that in the next video. But I've really felt very drawn to the cards recently, which is why I created a tarot channel, which I'll link in the description if you're interested. But yeah, I feel like the cards can kind of guide what I'm talking about to some degree, although what I was just talking about was really just how I'm feeling right now. No, I'm not even showing you these cards. These are just my fake cue cards for my brain. But it is a thing of being patient with myself regarding, the kind of content that I'm trying to create with this channel. It's really a slow burn thing. It may not blow up overnight like, Mr. Beast. Definitely not like Mr. Beast, but, it will not SEO out as well as, like, for example, my tarot channel, which is not doing great. I just created it this month. But it has SEO down because it's niched out all the way, and I don't talk about anything but the one thing there. And now this channel is kind of all over the place. But if you found this video and you're this far in, know that the rest of the videos on this channel are going to be like this. And in the next episode, chapter, in the next my next video, I'll talk about the tarot channel and what it means, what coming online psychically feels like, and my book idea, because that's tied to that. And if you're watching this in the far future, that will be like linked like up here or somewhere. I don't know where it's gonna be. But I'm gonna end card the next video. But that video doesn't exist right now. I think most of you understand how time works. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel and supporting me. Please subscribe and like and comment some video ideas if you're watching to the end. Please give me some video ideas. I keep asking that. No one has commented video ideas. How come you no comment video ideas? You're not watching to the end. Maybe I should ask for video ideas at the beginning of the video. In fact, this is the beginning of the video now. Plus this tag, which kind of sums up the video that we were just kind of dropped into life and don't really know what we're doing anyway, and who knows how anything's gonna go. Like, just do stuff, which is summed up way better by the clip you just saw. Depending on how I edit this is getting too meta now, so I gotta go. This is the beginning and the end of the video. Holy shit.